So let's get going with our U.S. Women's National Team head coach, Vlatko Andonovski. We have mics on either side, so please raise your hand if you have a question. We ask you to identify yourself and your organization as well, and then we'll get to as many questions as we can. I think Martin's over there. He'll start us off.
Hi, Vlatko. Martin Rogers, Fox Sports. How are you? You're coming in as the coach of a team that has 1 silver medal and 2 championships in the last 3 World Cups. How would you evaluate the overall strength of the competition you're likely to face now, all the way down compared to those last 3 tournaments?
So the competition is not going to be any easier than the previous ones. It may be even harder. And we keep hearing that how the competition is getting closer and how it's getting tougher. I actually think that the competition started getting tougher 25 years ago. And we just had a great staff before the previous one, before this one, that found a way to push this team and get the standards a little bit higher and push them that one extra percent to get them on top again, or to keep them on top. And it is our responsibility to do the same now in this tournament, push this team for the 1 extra percent to be the best, or to stay the best.
Can you hear me now?
Yep.
Hi, Coach. I'm Amna Nawaz from the PBS NewsHour. Nice to meet you. Can I ask you about the experience level on your team? 14 out of your 23 players on the roster have never been to a World Cup before. Many didn't participate on the Olympics team in Tokyo either. Where do you worry that level of inexperience could present problems, and where do you think it might even be an advantage?
So I'm not worried about the inexperience, and in fact, on the way here, I traveled on the bus with Megan, Alex, and Lindsay, and I felt pretty comfortable just being around them and knowing that these are the players that they're going to lead the young group. And if you try to pick a group of players that will lead a young group of players, that would probably be the one that helped me get here. So I'm not worried about the inexperience, but in fact, I'm excited about the energy and the enthusiasm that the young players bring, the intensity and the drive as well. So very excited about the group, and actually I think that that will be one of our advantages.
Steve, go ahead.
Washington Post. When you look at Sophia Smith and her moment now at a first World Cup, and you see the quality of the goals she scored the other day in NWSL, how do you gauge her level of performance and impact that you hope she hits this summer?
I mean, it's not. I'm not going to say anything new if I say that she's a great player. It's obvious she does well in the league. She's done well for the national team as well, and it's not a surprise for us that Sophia is going to be one of the forwards that will take majority of the load in the front line. But we also have to understand that. Doing well in this league is great, but it's one thing, and it's totally different doing it at international level or in the World Cup. We do believe that So has the quality to do well in this tournament, and actually we're excited to see how that is going to look.
Oh, we got Juliet, and then we'll go to Nancy after that.
Hi, Vlatko. It's Juliet McCurr with the New York Times. I know you just said you had a lot of experienced players on the team who will help these other players transition, but I don't want to take you off the hook or make your job a little easier. So what can you do as a coach to help all these players transition to soccer on the biggest stage?
Obviously, for me, this is the first World Cup, and I have consulted a lot with these players coming in. I'm glad this is not the first major tournament for me, and there were several things that I learned from the Olympics. I went with the men's World Cup just to experience the actual World Cup and the significance of it. And then on the staff, we have people that have been in the World Cup before, people that have won World Cups. I mean, our GM, Kate Margraf, Tiffany Roberts, Sahedek is one of the coaches who is a 99er. Erica Walsh, who's also been in big tournaments. So every one of them, or every moment we we try to learn more and prepare, or be as prepared as we can for a tournament like this.
Who's up? I think it's Kevin. Go ahead.
Hey, Vlatko, Kevin Backshot, from Southern California. You talked in your press conference the other day about Alyssa Thompson. 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, she was in high school. She hadn't played for the national team before September. Yet now she's on your World Cup team. What do you like about her? What was it that put her on this team that you think can help you?
Unpredictability. Like, she's unpredictable. Her creativity on the field, and the things that she does on the field is so hard to track, because you never know what she's gonna do. Whether is it gonna be a one-on-one, one-on-two, or give and go, or a shot, left foot, right foot. She's very, very hard to track or prepare for, and I think that her creativity, like I said, is very good, and that's something that will fit well with the group of forwards that she's going to have around her.
I think it's Nance. Go ahead.
Hey, Vlatko. Nancy Armour with USA Today. How are you? You mentioned Megan, Alex, and Lindsay, and you said on the call last week that you weren't ready to announce who the captain was. And so I'm wondering if this is an indication of who your captain is, or if you've made that decision, if you're ready to announce it yet.
I have to say the decision has been made, and we were going to talk to the team last night, but not everybody was able to make it on time, because we had players coming from East Coast that got delayed and came late last night. We actually had a player that didn't even make it and is coming in this morning. So I would want to talk to the players first before I announce it publicly. I'm sorry.
So if Aubrey Kingsbury looks tired, you'll know why. Go ahead.
Hey, Vlatko, Sean Gregory from Time. How are you? Could you just discuss the state of Alex Morgan's game, like maybe compared to 2 years ago, coming into the Olympics 2 years ago? What do you see that's different this time around?
So one thing that is different for Alex this year, this time than the Olympics, is she actually had a lot more time to spend with the team. It's hard sometimes for the players to get back into the rhythm, or get back in the environment. And I think in some way it wasn't fair for Alex before the Olympics, or we did not have enough time to give her to get back to herself. Where now, I mean, we see that her quality when she's on the field, she's comfortable in the environment. Obviously, she's been in this environment longer than most players. So I think that we're going to see the best of Alex this summer.
Helene, go ahead.
Hi, Coach. Helene Elliott from the LA Times. To go back to the theme of inexperience, Savannah DeMello hasn't even gotten a cap. Just wondering what your thoughts were in including her on the roster, what you would like to see from her.
I mean, after we decided that Sav is gonna be on the team, our thoughts were that this is gonna be a good story for Sav. We're hoping that she's gonna do well. She's one of the players that has that has ability to eliminate players on the dribble, and in a 1v1 setting. And I think that that will be very well. It will be very welcomed on the team against the opponents that we have.
Let's go. Who has the mic? Where's Berenice? Okay, go ahead.
Hi, Vlatko. Greg Eklin from Kansas News Service and NPR. Your players that have played under you have talked about in the past you being very direct with them and sometimes telling them things they don't always want to hear. How far does that go back with you as a coach? Were you miscommunicated once as a player, or where does that come from with you?
Oh, I don't know how far back it goes, but one thing I do know with the players is we try to create a safe place, safe environment, especially when we're in our meeting room, and meaning that being direct with the players is being honest with them. and nobody. I mean, they don't take it personally because they believe that we're doing that to help them out, get better. And when we talk about being honest, being transparent, and communicate with them, it never goes with what they do, what they don't do well. There is always how do we fix this, and I think that's the part that they really appreciate. That they don't look at it as a criticism, but they look at it as an opportunity to get better.
Go ahead.
Hi, Vlatko. Tina Cervasio over here from Fox 5 in New York City. And I want to talk about your New Yorker, Crystal Dunn. I know a lot of people ask about her positioning, how she transitions to defense, but I want to ask you what you see in her mental fortitude and also her soccer IQ that allows her to be so versatile in that situation, you know, where how she could see the field and make those transitions coming from the league to the national team.
Yeah, I mean, Crystal is one of the best players overall in the world, and the fact that she can play midfielder on Sunday and then play left back on Wednesday, that just speaks about her and the quality of the player that she is, and the way we want our players to play or want our fullbacks to play. Fullback position is actually the most complex position on the field, because in one possession, the same player can find herself in 3 different lines. So she can be a defender, midfielder, and a forward in within 20 seconds. And it's not the complexity of that position actually is something that doesn't bother Crystal because of her ability to adjust in within seconds, and that's why she's very valuable for us in the position that she's at. But I do not want to exclude the possibility of her being in the middle if that's what we need. One thing that I know in conversation with Crystal, she's always said, "Just tell me what this team need. What do I need to do for this team to be successful?" And we certainly appreciate that.
We're going to go over to this side because we're down to one mic. Who did we have over here? Frank. Yeah, wait, Frank. Go ahead.
Great, Vlatko. Frank DeLappa, Boston Globe. Question with no Becky, being available. Do you see any of your defenders, Alana or Naomi, sort of filling her shoes, playing similarly with that sense of anticipation?
I mean, it's hard to match the anticipation or that Becky brings, because a lot of the anticipation it is actually experience or gut feeling. Gut feeling is just a accumulation of information from previous experiences, education, knowledge, right? So these players just don't have the experience that Becky has, but they sure have a lot of experience in the position, and they understand the game at the very high level. So we're actually very comfortable with the level. With the ability they have and the level of expertise that they have of the position, and we think that they're going to be able to handle it very well.
Over here in the middle. Yeah.
Coach, good morning. Obviously, Sofia Huerta, this is Edward with LA Times en Español. Obviously, Sofia Huerta has a very unique story. Can you talk about how her perseverance and hard work has paid off in the national team?
Yes, we're very happy for us to have Sofia on the team, and she's one of those I would say modern fullbacks that has to change her position 3 times in within 20 seconds. Having her on the World Cup roster, we believe that there is going to be a time or situation or an opponent that her abilities are going to fit well for us. But her story is incredible too. I mean, that was a brave move, what she did way back to say, no, I'm going to work hard to achieve this, because this is my dream. And to wait so long, or to work so hard for so long, and to be driven and committed and dedicated to achieve that is just speaks about her character, and certainly is a character that we welcome on this team in this environment.
Damien, go ahead.
Hey, Vlatko, Damian Calhoun, LA Daily News. Back to the Alana Cook and Naomi Girma. They've come so far so quick. what kind of growth have you seen over the last, from tournament to tournament, and in those two, and how confident are you going in as your main two center backs?
Yes, very confident actually, and they have grown a lot, and they keep growing. I mean, it's exciting to see them play together. It's exciting to see them on the field, whether it's together or with or paired up with another player. I think that they will get challenged, obviously with. Being in the World Cup tournament, playing against the best opponent in the world, they will get challenged. But we're very comfortable with them and confident that they'll be able to handle it.
We're going to go to the front here. Steph and Lakin can fight over them. They can Rochambeau over the mic.
Hey, Vlatko, Lakin Lippman with Fox Sports. Follow up to Nancy's question earlier. I know you are not going to name a captain yet, but Lindsay is coming up here with Megan and Alex, and I'm just curious what kind of conversations maybe you've had with Lindsay about, stepping up as a leader on this team. Obviously, we know that she is a leader and has worn the captain's armband before, but just kind of maybe the added responsibility that she might have this summer.
Yes, the responsibilities for Lindsay are not going to be added this summer. They were added 2 years ago when we went to Australia in November, I believe, of 2021, and ever since she has grown into the role of a leader and has done a tremendous job. When you look at the group that we have now, Lindsay, Rose, Crystal, I mean, that's the next generation of leaders in this environment, because all the other ones are a lot younger, less experienced. So these players had a couple of years to prepare for this tournament, but also to have players like Pino and Alex and Kelly is just helpful, because they help the leaders lead the rest of the group.
Stephanie Epstein from Sports Illustrated. What do you see as Megan Rapinoe's role during this tournament?
Being a leader. She will first and foremost, the thing with Pino is when she's on the field, she's a great player. So that's why that's the first reason why she's on this team. Unfortunately, she got injured in the last game, but the game before that, we saw what she can bring to this team. She's one of the most creative players that I've ever seen, and a true winner. I mean, she's certainly a great player, and that's why we want her on the team. But also her experience and leadership is what this team needs as well. So she will have a role of a player, leader, and leading the leaders as well.
I think, no, Annie? All right, we'll go back there.
Hi, Nicole Beckman, CGTV. Off the pitch, the U.S. team has led global efforts in terms of equal pay and equality. Can you talk about your thoughts on that and the importance of it?
I mean, obviously, this team has pushed the standards to different level, and one of the reasons why we have seen this competition, what we say, getting closer, getting at the point that we're at, is because of what this team has done off the field. Push for better resources, for more resources, for support, logistical support, not just in this country, but all over the globe. And in some ways, they have pushed this game at a different level. Excited about it, and very thankful for everything they've done.
Go ahead.
Hi, Vlatko. Nancy Chen from CBS News right over here. Hello, hi. So much of a team's success is about their strength together, their bond together, their chemistry together. How do you create that in a shortened time frame, and how important is that to you?
It is extremely important, especially going in big tournaments. And when you look at national team as a unit, as an environment, it's a very complex environment, because our team, we literally had players that played the night before against each other, and then they traveled all day to come together, and now all of a sudden they have to be on the same team to compete against the best of the world. So it's a complex environment, but their ability, or the ability that these players have to switch in within minutes to understand that this was in the club environment. Now we're going to do this together is incredible, and I'm very thankful for the group of players that we have, and the understanding of how important it is that once we come in this environment, we're all here for only one reason: to make the team successful, and everybody puts the personal agenda or plans on the side. They do that very well and adjust very well.
All right, last couple for Vlatko. Do we have any more? We're over here. Sorry, wait for the mic. Oh, we're back at
Check,
two.
check, 1, 2.
Yeah.
Good morning, Coach. Buenos dias. Rico Cabrera, East LA Sports Scene. Can you just kind of, my question really centers on the preparation and the grouping and your vision and your expectation of being in the group, and just size it up for us and kind of let us go through how you're thinking there.
Our group at the World Cup.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's obvious one of the hardest groups, if not the hardest group in the World Cup. We have three teams that are very good teams. All three different types of teams, and in some ways different philosophy or style of play, which made it a little bit harder for us in the preparation for the group play, because we had to dissect three different styles, but also have three different approaches. But we think that we have enough time to prepare for them. We think that we have enough time to get ready for every single one of them separately. And the ultimate goal is winning the group. Actually, the goal is to win the group before we move to the ultimate goal.
I think PK had one, yeah?
Thank you. Paul Kennedy of Soccer America. Vlatko, could you speak a little bit about your goalkeepers, their form this year, and will you stick with one goalkeeper or rotate them as you've sometimes done in the past? Thanks.
Yes, I think that we've always had a good group of goalkeepers, and even now, when you look at Alyssa, Casey, and Aubrey, they're the quality of the goalkeeper is something that we're very comfortable with or feel good about. And going into the World Cup, we're probably not going to see rotation as we've seen in maybe a CONCACAF or She Believes or any smaller tournament or friendly games, because we're gonna have to keep the rhythm of our number one and keep them engaged throughout the whole tournament. With I would just add to it that there may be a chance for to see another goalkeeper at least one of the game, just so we can have someone ready for the worst case scenario, which we saw in the Olympics when we had to bring AD for Alyssa without any experience in the previous games.
Juliet, well, hold on. Juliet already got one, though. Yeah. Let's go with someone who hasn't asked one in the back there. Yeah. I'm sure it was a good question. Yeah. Yeah.
Hi there, Shocker Saman, Apple News. You know, you talked a lot about the challenges your team will face, and there's no easy games at a World Cup. But your team is coming off 2 straight tournament victories. And I guess the question is, with all of that and all this pressure and these expectations, would you be happy with anything short of a 3rd straight win?
Would I be happy with anything short of 3rd straight win? No. Absolutely not. I mean, there's only one thing in mind. We're going to this tournament we're going to, our goal is to win the World Cup. There's no question about it. And I don't think that anyone on our team thinks anything different. The first thing is we want to win the World Cup, but obviously there are other things that come along with that, whether it's preparing the team for the next one, refreshing the team. And we have 14 players that we believe are going to be ready, that are ready not just to win this World Cup, but they're going to be ready to win the Olympics and the next World Cup and so on. Going back to the original question, no, I will not be happy with it.
Thank you.
And with that, we will let Vlatko go as the players are ready to go. Thank you, Vlatko, for your time.
Thank you, everyone. Appreciate for your support. Appreciate your support for everything.